Hey YouTube, it's just Brandy and I'm back for another review of the most recent episode of Black Ink Crew entitled Dushi or Don't She? So when this episode started, it was after Nikki and Oshit's reception. So everybody is in the shop and they're sitting around talking about the reception and how basically nobody knew that Nikki had a son. Just out of nowhere she kind of popped up with this son, and they kind of was like, you know, they really don't know each other. They've only known each other for a couple of months, and something just might be fishy about this girl, because why would you just marry somebody after only knowing them for a couple of months? So they're talking about that. It's Young Bae, Walt, and C's. In walks Sky, and she like, oh, y'all don't know everything, because he got served some papers or whatever saying he needed to go to court or he was gonna get locked up. And so she was like, it's custody papers or whatever. So Caesar's like, but which baby mama, because he got so many, which one is it? So Sky was like, well, one of y'all need to give him the papers or whatever. And so they decide that Walt's going to be the one to give him the paper. So then the next scene was a magazine release party for Duchess, where she was on the cover of a magazine and rolling out magazine, whatever that is. And Caesar was late getting there, so she was super upset or whatever, like, oh, you know, you couldn't find time to come. And he was like, you know, I was working at the shop, I lost track of time. And she's like, yeah, but you know, you should have been here for me. So it kind of looked like the strain of them having this long distance relationship was kind of beginning, because she's constantly being back and forth. So she like, when we in the same city, you know, we should try to spend time with each other. But he like, basically it was your decision to go back to North Carolina or whatever. You the one that be leaving, not me. I'm always in New York. So you can kind of see that the relationship is strained because of the distance, and we see what happens a little bit later on in this episode. So Walt goes to Nikki and Oshit's apartment or whatever, and so he's going to give him the papers, but you know, they're just sitting around talking. So he's like, you know, what happened? I heard it was some commotion. So when he pulls out the papers, oh, she gets pissed, like, oh, you gonna serve me? Oh, you gonna serve me? No, you was already served at the reception, so he's not serving you. He's just giving you your documentation that you left, because these are court papers that you need to act upon. So he, you know, let him know basically that Kathy wants to take him to court to get full custody of Achilles, because she wants to move to the Dominican Republic. And so he's like, so then Nikki, like, he gets so mad, he goes in the bedroom and shuts the door. So Nikki starts going in like, nobody is there for him, and she's been pulling this, and she's doing stuff, and it's not that he's not handling his business, and da-da-da. And I'm like, skirt, hold up. How you know? You just got here yesterday. You don't even know Kathy. You don't know nothing about Kathy. You don't know nothing about their situation. This man been on drugs. This man has not, admittedly, since he has been back in New York, has not made any money. You said you're paying for anything. He's not giving her no money to help support her son. And you think you supposed to have an opinion about what she want to do or how they need to handle the situation? Like, you need to completely step out of it. So Walt goes crazy like, hold up, who are you to tell me that I have not been here supporting my friend? I was there when he went to jail. I was there through all of his drug issues. I've been knowing this man for years, and you just came like, so Walt went crazy. And I ain't mad, because she needs to stay in her place. It's not your place to tell nobody that they haven't been a good friend when you don't know. You haven't been there. You don't know what their relationship is or what their situation is. You need to mind your business. So Melanie decides that she's going to come back to work or whatever. So they show where she was interviewing nannies. So she decides, okay, before I come back in the shop, I need to get the energy right. So she brings her friend Dushi who is a medium who comes up in there to sage the place. But while she saged and she was feeling Sky up, like she was feeling her between her legs. Like, I done seen many of people on TV do like house cleansings and burn sage or whatever. I ain't never seen nobody touching in between nobody's thighs talking about, I think it need to be cleansed in between here or whatever. Like, that's some different kind of funny kind of, I don't know about that one. But Sky didn't seem to mind. She ain't stop her. So what everything has been building up to happened tonight. So they're at the new shop on 125th. Duchess comes in and she has her brother, her sister. She like, oh, okay, my brother and my sister came to visit me and we gonna all get matching tattoos, a semicolon. Her sister has some corny thing, like corny. So anyway, while she's sitting in there, some chick walks in and she tells Miss Kitty, who's at the front desk, she like, I want to get this tattoo by Justice. So Miss Kitty is like, well, Duchess is full today. She was like, okay, I'll wait. She like, no, she's booked today. Like, there's no waiting. She's booked. And she like, no, I'll wait. So she goes over to Duchess like, this lady want to see you or whatever. So Duchess is thinking like she's a fan. So she goes over and she like, oh, do you want to go outside? And she like, what you mean? So her sister was like, what's going on? So the girl says, are you effing C's? And so they start walking downstairs. Her sister goes crazy, like she can get beat up, because remember that her sister was the one that was gonna fight Donna when she showed up to Dutch's shop grand opening or whatever. So they go outside and the girl proceeds to tell Duchess, my sister was pregnant by Caesar, but she got an abortion. So Caesar like her, you know, effing Caesar or whatever. So he goes outside. He's like, who are you? Who's your sister? So she like, oh, you don't know? You don't know me? You don't know me or whatever. And so she said the name, but they beeped it out. So he's like, I don't know who that is. Duchess starts crying. Like the girl just walks away and leaves, saying he didn't have no money. Like he didn't pay for the abortion. Medicaid paid for it. I didn't know Medicaid paid for abortions. But so the lady leaves. They go back upstairs into the shop. Duchess is crying. Her sister's like, you need to come home with us. You need to come home with us. She won't talk to Caesar. Now, some random chick that don't nobody know, who has no proof, didn't come with the sister, has no receipts, no phone call log showing that they was there. She didn't say what city she was from. You don't know what the dates was that he allegedly supposed to be with this girl. Was it in New York? Was it supposed to be somewhere else? Like, you don't have no information. She up there crying, just let me leave, just let me leave. She's so fucking weak. Like, she act like she's such a boss. But anytime something happens, she always crying and doing out my heart. I'm surprised she ain't do that. You know that's her thing. My heart, my heart. Like, oh my gosh. So she's going back home. She mad. He like, at least talk to me. Like, if y'all supposed to be united, you supposed to be united. Like, you should at least require more information than what you was given before you just gonna throw him under the bus and just write him off. If that's supposed to be your man. You was just talking about earlier in the episode how y'all had 5 years or whatever. 5 years should mean more. You should be able to have a discussion. Y'all should be like, okay, well, let's get to the bottom of this. If it turned out it was, okay, but at least get your information before you jump back. Why you gonna be mad? You gonna let somebody make you mad over something that right now there's no proof for? So I mean, obviously they did break up. I don't know if this is the reason why they did broke up. He said that was all lies. Like, it almost seemed like she was a bum off the street. I don't know where they got this lady from or what the deal was, but we'll see what happens next week. Make sure you comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.